Good morning. Well, it's the new year, 2014, and we're starting with a brand new idea. Before, whenever we got together on these videos, I used to just go all crazy about all the new jewelry we had bought and all of the new things I'd made. But then, by the wisdom of the people who watch these videos, several people have asked me to talk about a topic that we've never talked about before, and that's called a how-to. So we're going to talk today about how to build an arm or stack an arm or create arm candy. So I've got a really large assortment here today, and I just want to go through them with you quickly. And then if you stay to the end of the video, I have a surprise for you that I think you're really going to like. So I'm going to talk about a few of the concepts of what it takes to build an arm. So this is sort of a training session, believe it or not. So there's a few things that make it work, and some of you have tried it and some of you hadn't. I know some of you have gone through all of your old bracelets and put them together and said this just isn't working. And some of you just keep putting more bracelets on your arms, and then it doesn't work, and so then you're like, well, I don't even know what that's about. Or you put it on and you think, this is driving me crazy, I can't work on the computer with it on. So I'm going to give you some of the basic things that make it work. So because we've been doing this around here for about 10 years now, and I think we've learned a few things that might help you. First of all, it works best if you use odd numbers of bracelets. So that's 3, 5, 7, 9. So I think that's about as far as you can go. But think of it in those terms, that 2 doesn't quite work, 3 looks a lot better, 4 doesn't quite work. So I think you'll get the idea whenever you start digging through your jewelry box to find the kind of things that you want to put together. So first of all, that's a good one. Secondly, you need a grounding color. Now, what I mean by that is that you have to choose sort of the theme of your arm. You just can't go crazy. You just can't be just helter-skelter. It just doesn't work. For example, you can mix metals, but you've got to do the metal thing. You know what I mean? So you can do the gold and the rose gold and the silver together. That'll work. But when I'm saying use a grounding color, I'm talking about something like, pick a color like this beautiful kind of orangey glass bead. That would be your grounding color. And then from that, then you decide what other 2 things or whatever 4 things go with this to make it work. So I'll go over that in just a minute, but first I want to kind of give you the basics. The third thing is that they all have to be either loose or tight. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. For example, this arm on this side with my watch are all loose bracelets. They all move up and down my arm. They're mostly bangles. This is another example of all bracelets that move. So anything that's like, your old-fashioned beautiful silver bangles that you used to wear together, that's all moving. What's all tight, or what's all sort of like just close around the arm, are these kind of things that are usually either elastic, like these are mostly all elastic, or they're on these backs that have sort of the pull string on the back to make them tighter. So that's what I mean by loose, or you can't mix it. It doesn't work, because then one rolls over the other and it just looks all sloppy. So you either do a close one or you do a moving one. Okay, that's rule number 3. Number 4, don't just go out and buy a bunch of bracelets and put them together. Because the reason you want to put it on every day is because it's personally yours. It's sort of like the old-fashioned charm bracelet, but better. So when you found one of your great-grandmother's old gold bangles and you put it on and you said, this is just terribly boring, that's whenever you start adding things to what you already have. So I'm not asking you to start from scratch. In fact, that is really the most fun, is to find things that you find at a garage sale or you find in your jewelry box, wherever you find it. But start with that, because that's what'll make you want to get up every morning and put it on, is because it feels personal. And when people start to notice it, then you can tell them the story of, yes, this was my grandmother's, or this was whatever you want to tell them it might have been. Or something my husband bought me 12 years ago and I never wore it, and now I found that I just love it because it goes with these other pieces. So think of it as something that's really personal to you, or a favorite color. So, which is the last trick to this, is that it doesn't have to match your clothes. So if you're wearing red, you don't have to wear red bracelets. In fact, it's a little bit too matchy-match for me if you do. So what I'm thinking you need to do is just think of it independently as kind of what your colors are. And I don't mean, you know, winter, fall, spring, all that kind of stuff, but I kind of do mean that. So some people's arm looks really good with sort of the earth tone colors. Some people's arm look better with sort of the pastel colors, like this light blue color. So you'll know which one's the right one for you because you'll sort of gravitate to it anyway. So there are 5 things. The first one is about numbers, 3, 5, 7. So use odd numbers. The second is find a grounding color or a grounding piece, like one of your own personal pieces. They need to be all loose or they need to be all tight. They need to be personalized, meaning something that you really love. And the last one is that it doesn't have to match what you're wearing. But the set kind of has to match. You know what I mean by that? Well, I'm going to show you. For example, if I chose, let's say I chose this light green color here. So I chose this bracelet and that's kind of my base. Now you can see this has mostly got brass on it, but that doesn't matter. What I always like to do is always try to find a wooden piece that goes with it, because you know what the wooden pieces are? This one happens to be sandalwood. This one happens to be mahogany. But these are all made from old prayer beads. So for me, there's something very nice about having something that's wooden in with the rest of the gemstones in them. These are all African beads, by the way, which I didn't say anything about our collection, but all of our collection here, these 50 bracelets you see across here, are all made out of precious things. So they're all really special, all unique, all one of a kind. So back to what I was saying. And another reason you like to have something lightweight like this is because this can get pretty heavy. So you don't want your arm so weighted down that you can't move. And by the way, I meant to speak to something about if you use a computer a lot, you probably want to use then these flat ones rather than these that move up and down your arm, because it's hard to get to the mouse whenever you're moving like that. Okay, so back to this. So you've got sort of your grounding piece here. You've added a piece of wood, and you notice that I'm adding silver with gold, which is okay to do. So that's kind of nice together. And then if you want a little more bling to it, then you pick something that has a bling in it. Like this has a pretty nice bling in it. So if you've got an old rhinestone bracelet, or if you have a real diamond bracelet, you can add that too. So you can see I'm starting to build, so now I have 3. Now if I said, okay, I think I can do a little bit more with this, or it's not quite as exciting as I'd like it to be, then I would pick, you see on this little greenish, kind of yellowish one here, it's sort of got the yellow tones going, so I'm going to stick with that. So I think the next thing that I would choose to go with it would be something like this. So there's 4. Now you think, okay, 2 dull and 2 shiny, so see how matchy-match that is? So now you've got to have a 4th piece on it. That's why 4 don't work. You have to have number 5. So number 5 is I would choose this one here. These are another beautiful one that's got sort of, this is beads that are inlaid with turquoise in them. So I would choose this because the size fits. So there's my 5 that I would pick. So they all are elastic, or except for this one, which is actually one that isn't elastic, but it's closer fit than a hard bangle would be. So this one would still work on it. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. So if you were to choose sort of a theme color, I'm going to choose black. Hello, if you're in New York, you always wear black, right? So first I want the biggest one I can find. So this was the big one. And this is really a pretty one too. It has African beads in it, it has sterling silver beads in it, and it has this beautiful black honest little dangle on the side of it. Okay, so this has a lot of silver in it, and I kind of like the way it has a little bit of red in it, so I'm going to pick out my contrasting color, or something else that would go with it, in a red. So do you see that one little red bead? Then let's add this little red bead to it, and that makes it more fun. Now here's the trick you can't do. Does this work for you? No, doesn't work. You see, it's just got to keep the same kind of theme going. If you pull out something that's so, I don't know, turquoisey like that, that doesn't work with this. This kind of has a little bit of bling going with it. It's got copper in it and it's got silver in it. So I need another one that would kind of match this look but not pull away from it. So I might try something like this bangle here. So this is sort of breaking the rule of what I said, but no bangles. But you see this is an oval bangle, so it's kind of tight. Do you see how this kind of works in here with this? In fact, I can put it on the other side of it and they all 3 look good together. And then if I wanted something that really makes it sort of different, I might choose one of these bracelets. So now I'm up to 4, and again you can see that you can't just do 4, so then you have to have something else. So I'm thinking that I'd probably need something small again, so I would choose this. So this would be a bracelet that I would wear for sure. So here are 5 things together. As you can see, I usually don't go much over 5 unless you use something really, really small. You know what I mean by small? I mean something that's a tiny little bracelet like this. And a lot of you like little teeny tiny ones, and that builds a nice arm too. This is black ebony wood, and it has a tiny little sterling silver Buddha head on it. So if you like the little ones, then you can build from the little things too. So you can see these 2 little ones go together. This little thing goes with it too. This little piece here, let me put these down. This little piece goes in it. And then, okay, so I like a little more color in it, so now I'm going to add this little piece of turquoise in it. See, so all of these are pretty small, but isn't that cute? So I think you could wear this with it too. So that gives you some idea how it works. There are some that are big like this. Check this out. These are big bangles, but you can also add bangles in with it. Also add just a strand of pearls with it. See, so you can also do those kind of things. And if you just can't figure out how to do this, you can buy them already done. Like we have these whisper bracelets that are already put together, and these little sets that are 4 bracelets already put together. So you can see, whenever you look at all of this as the overview, you're going to see there's lots of different combinations of things. But here's the thing I told you, if you hold to the end of the video, you're going to know about. All of these bracelets here, we sell in the shop for $55 a piece. What I have a special for you only that watch the video, so you have to call us and say, I just saw this on the video and I'd really like to do this. If you buy 2 of these for $55 a piece, I'm going to give you the 3rd one free. Just because I want to encourage you to start trying to build your own arm and do this kind of thing together. Now, this offer is not going to last forever. This video will be going out very shortly, and I would say until the end of January, if you see this video and you see 2 of these bracelets that you particularly love, you can have one of them for free. We made all of these. We can make many more, but we never make the same one twice. So you will have built your own unique design stacked bracelet. So, thanks for watching, and remember our website, www.dforsythe.com, or call us at 619-435-9211, and Janet or Tish or myself will be happy to help you pick out your first stack. Thank you.